We work hard, we play hard. We are gamerpreneurs. Individuals who have chosen to give up the security of a 9-to-5 in favor of getting to set our own hours, of doing the work that we want to do, and we refuse to give up the hobby that we grew up with in order to, quote, grow up. We have learned countless laws of life and sales from the games that we play, and we excel in everything we do. We see the wonder and glory in every interaction. We fit in awkwardly with the rest of the world because they don't understand our quirkiness, and we wear it as a badge of pride. We are focused, clear, and know what we want. We are gamerpreneurs, and we are taking over the world. Hi there, everybody. I'm Dr. Bradford Carlton, and welcome back to the Gamerpreneur Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest with us today. I have with us the online personality, Sibernethy. Hi there, Sibernethy.
Hello, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How about yourself?
I am doing phenomenal, sir.
So, I invited you on because I've seen your stream online, I've seen your YouTube, I've seen your social, and I really just wanted to get to chat with you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am an online personality known as Sibernethy. Streaming, YouTube, I've pretty much done everything at this point, or at least dabbled in it. So I am currently a full-time, I'm going into a career of entertainment where I use, sorry, I do a lot of things. I do streaming, I do video creation, and I am attempting to also use that to bootstrap my creative projects as well. I have stories that I want to write, and I am particularly fond of cartoons and animation, so I want to integrate that into my stream and other online stuff as well.
All right, so you're an artist, you're an author, you're a gamer, man. Is there anything you don't do?
I don't code.
I don't blame you. I tried to learn that, and I can do maybe hello world, and that's it. I can't get much further than that. So, like on this podcast, I really just want to come out the gate with the fun. So, can you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how weird are you?
Define weird.
Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and self-define that, and then I'm going to ask you kind of what does that mean. So, 1 to 10, how weird are you?
I'd go ahead and say a 10 because I'm not. My entire life is not at all a typical life.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, so first off, just the way I live at home. I am in my upper 20s. I live with my parents still, but one thing that makes the streaming thing possible for me, for example, is I don't have to survive. I don't have to work in order to survive. That is a very unusual and very rare privilege that not many people have access to. So that allows me to get creative and spend the hours and days and weeks building something up. And I don't have to worry about survival.
That's wonderful.
And also, I have studied personal development for years. Which is kind of unusual to fit into a gaming/streaming context as well. Because that's not something a lot of people talk about when they're just streaming a game, for example. So I try to work that into it as well.
Sure thing. So who's your favorite author then?
My favorite author, that's a tough one. I haven't read many books outside of nonfiction. So I guess one of my favorite authors, just by his work, which was adapted to animated features, is probably Sir Terry Pratchett.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I want to get to kind of the gaming side of it because I'm the gamerpreneur, and we're here to talk about gaming and business. And so we're going to start kind of with gaming as a business. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about how you got started as a streamer? Can you kind of walk us through that?
Okay, so before I went into streaming, I started out as a YouTuber. And what led up to that was, so I had a friend who's from Croatia. He has a very successful YouTube channel now. He's known as the Kings of Fails Show. He is a Croatian YouTuber. His videos are all in Croatian, but he and I both speak English, so we were able to communicate. It was coming from a point in my life where I was interested in the Balkan countries, and I know a little bit of Croatian/Serbian/Bosnian. and I was mixing with those people, and we ended up becoming friends very quickly. And he inspired me to kind of start my own thing, because at the time I was playing Minecraft with him, and so in Minecraft you have skins. You have like player models which you can do up a bunch of different ways. Those are called skins. Now my skin at the time was a skeleton jester, but later I decided to draw in like a fun cartoony face, and that ended up becoming Sibernethy. And Sibernethy is a contraction of two surnames, Smith and Abernethy.
Okay.
And so that led to me starting a YouTube channel, because I loved the gaming content I was seeing at the time. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to start making my own. And it was in response to someone else's dark and depressing event in life, which I won't go into. But I wanted to be kind of like this. I wanted to set up this fun, creative environment where people can just be, and put the cartoony elements into it as well. The jester symbolism was perfect. That was the perfect thing to explain what my channel was about. And then a couple years later, I got onto Twitch, and I held a few streams over the course of like the first 2 years, but it wasn't until 2017 that I began to take it seriously. And that's how I got into streaming. I was affiliated in December 2017.
Awesome. All right. Did you always assume that you'd be playing video games kind of like as much as you are? I know a lot of people think it's kind of a childish thing and that you're going to grow out of it, but you play a lot, don't you?
Funny enough, I didn't actually think I would be streaming video games or playing games for a living. And I still stand by that, funny enough, because I'm going to use my platform, my online persona. After some commercial success in that, what I actually want to do, what I originally wanted to do was to write cartoons, was to write animation. Because I am a storyteller down to my core. You break down everything else, my gift is storytelling.
Okay. Now I want to know, you got your YouTube channel, you got your stream. What do you think it is? What skill that you have? What was it that made you so successful?
Honestly, it's a couple of things. Actually, okay, so on the surface, it's imagination and kindness. And the one thing, I guess you could call it my secret sauce, is actually autism.
Okay. Do you want to
Because
discuss that a little more?
it laid the foundation. It made it possible for me to see the world differently. Because I grew up along a very different life path early on. So it gave me a different perspective from which to view the world. And that I picked up information differently from other people. And that led to building some of the basic traits of my character. And my background in personal development, I've been studying some of the wisest people on the planet since 2011. That basically laid the foundation for what made this whole thing possible for me.
All right. Now, what kinds of resources would you say that you've had that have helped you on your journey?
A few connections with people that I'm on good terms with. What got me started? Okay, so I got affiliated in 2017 with Twitch, and that happened within the first month that I began to stream regularly, because I was hosted by my Croatian YouTuber friend.
Uh-huh.
One of the vital requirements that you need to get affiliated is 50 followers. I cleared that day one because he rated my stream.
That's
And
awesome.
I have this knack of earning the trust of some pretty interesting people, actually, very fast, because I don't come off as someone that would hurt people in any way. I'm actually quite harmless, and I think I can relate to people I see them as people, as like, I think celebrities, for example, or really famous people in the industry appreciate the fact that I I'm able to see past that, past the whole fame and celebrity thing. And I see into their nature as a person. And they appreciate that, and that's why they trust me more than other people.
That's wonderful. Oh, you really do see. I know the first time I saw you stream, I'm like, I got to talk to this guy. He's just so genuine. I love talking to her, just listening to what he's saying.
Yeah.
Even my wife was like in the background. She's like, you need to talk to that guy.
Love it.
So getting back to it, what kinds of methods are you using to make money? I see you have some merch on, you have a hat, you're an affiliate. What else you got going on?
Primarily, the thing is, okay, so I'll tell you what I use is actually bringing in money. So I get subscriptions on Twitch. I get bits, which is an internal currency that has okay, so 1 bit is 1 US cent, just so you understand. Sometimes I get tips. Sometimes, okay, so I used to be a sound designer, and I have a library of sound effects, and I sell them online. I license them to people in as a vendor, as a marketplace vendor. So that helps bringing some income for me as well. I also have a Patreon, which is bringing in some money.
All right, so
I don't make a lot currently.
You are a true gamerpreneur then. You've got some side hustle going on.
Yeah, and that side hustle is pretty much what I get so far, because due to mental health and like functional things going on in me, I cannot hold down like a 9-to-5 job. So this is where the gamerpreneur will probably become real handy for a lot of people. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna. So, what kind of advice would you have for someone who wants to enter the world of video games, business, gamerpreneurism?
This is going to help people very early on. Learn the law of the land, and here's what I mean by that. Twitch, it is very easy to get into trouble unintentionally, because if people don't have let's say, a certain mindset, it's very easy to get into trouble. Because I see some people going around, they mean well, but they break a bunch of rules in the process because they self-promote, and self-promotion is something that's really frowned upon. You have to understand what's permitted, what's allowed in not only each stream, but on Twitch as a whole. And it's very easy to get into trouble. So my advice would be to go there and watch some streams. Not just watch them, but study their patterns. Study how they handle their streams. In particular, the streamers that have like between 50 and 100 viewers. Because they know how to Twitch. So study those people before you ever go on and start doing your own streams. Know how to handle trolls. Know how to handle people who violate. And for God's sake, don't allow, like if somebody admits that they're under the age of 13, which is forbidden by Twitch, you have to get rid of them. You have to get them off your stream. Nothing against them, but if you don't, Twitch could come in and shut down your channel.
All right. That's some great advice. Thank you so much. All right. I want to move on and so we've talked about your business side. We talked about what you do now. I want to get your backstory as a gamer. So what first led you to playing video games?
It was way back when, in probably 1996. That's the earliest gaming memory I have. I was born in 92.
Oh, you're young.
Yeah. I started using the computer when I was like 2 or 3, and my dad will tell you some surprising stories. So the first game I ever remember playing was Heroes of Might and Magic 2. My dad used to play that a lot on his old Windows 95 computer, and I just used to watch him from behind the chair, and that's how I got into it. He let me on his computer just to play video games and whatnot while he was gone to work and whatnot. And that's how I started getting into video games.
Okay. Are there any games or updates you're looking forward to coming out soon?
Okay, so this is gonna sound a bit naughty, but at the same time, it's all right. So there's a game I play a lot called Men of War Assault Squad 2. Now, just to lay the foundation for this, so people don't take it the wrong way, I use a cheats mod. But my policy is that I only do this in single player. I never cheat in multiplayer because that can get you banned. So there's a mod that just allows you to just add whatever units you want, add your self points. I play to experiment with things. I play for my own amusement. I don't play for the challenge or to take the game seriously. I very seldom take games seriously. And there's a particular mod, which is it's called the Cheats Mod 5.00, which is like a new updated version because the original guy abandoned his project. And there's a particular feature that has been recently added to the list of planned features, and that's adding the special infantry that come with the game. Like for those who played the game, I'll say it outright. You won't understand this, but the Black Watch, the Brandenburgers from the German faction, and the Anzac troops from the Australian forces. Those are not currently in the cheats mod that I played right now. So
Okay.
I'm looking for
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
It's okay. It will make sense to the people who actually play the game. Just take my word for it. It's just something
Sure.
I've been looking forward to for a while.
All right. So, what would you say your favorite game of all time is then?
Okay, so the game. Okay, so in my mind, I'm able to distinguish the games I play the most, the games that are fun, the games that had the biggest impact on me. These are my favorite games, the ones that had the most impact on me. Might and Magic 6: The Mandate of Heaven. The way it was designed, the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it plays, it is unique. And so one of the things that I learned from the game is that the playable characters, some of the shopkeepers, they're all real people dressed up in costumes, in Ren Fair outfits. And one guy that I'm actually friends with and I work with on his project, his name is Tim Lang. He was an armor smith in Might and Magic 6. And you could see him standing there in costume.
That's so cool. All right. Another question. If you could be any video game character at all, who would you be and why?
You're going to be so surprised. Sibernethy.
Okay.
Sibernethy is one day going to be a video game character.
Love it. I love it. I'd love to play that game, whatever it ends up being. That's so cool. All right. Now, kind of let's move back from video games a little bit. I want to know a little bit more about you. And we've talked about how great you've been, and you've streams and channels, and you've got all these plans. But I want to kind of humble you a little bit and ask, what's something that you failed at?
Pretty much everything you can think of.
Okay.
Solo game development, which I highly discourage. Don't go into game development by yourself, for God's sake. I had a failed sound design career because I was getting frustrated by it and it wasn't lucrative at all. Pretty much everything I've attempted up until I decided to go into this gaming content thing, YouTube, Twitch. Everything prior to that, I've failed at pretty much.
What you're saying, you've tried a lot of things, and you finally found the one thing that was good for you.
I went the Edison route.
Well, I think that's pretty much anybody who's ever had real success. That's just lots and lots and lots of failure until, I found the one thing.
It's like, hey, I've gone through it.
Yeah. All right. What would you say you're not good at?
Not good at? Okay, heavy analytical, for example, legalese. I suck at legalese, and I actually had to invent my own contracts, which were simple enough for me and the other person to understand. Because I cannot understand what I'm reading when I look at the terms of service and for YouTube or privacy policy or contract. It's like, please.
Well, I'll tell you, I used to be an attorney. I was an attorney for 6 years. I can tell you most attorneys can't even understand that stuff. So it's all right.
Yes.
I'm not even joking. They really can't.
Not surprised.
So okay. Thank you so much for your answers. I really appreciate that. Let's kind of take it back, circle back to your stream itself. Not necessarily you on your stream, but the stream. What do you think what is it that people seem to misunderstand when they come into your stream? What is it that they get in there, they're expecting something, and it's just not quite jiving?
I don't know what they expect.
Okay.
For example, they might see me as I'll actually use a good example. When I talk about money and business on Twitch, there's a tendency for people to assume that, this guy's just in it for the money. He's just in it. He's not really interested in being he just wants the money. And it's important for people to understand that from a streamer's perspective, money is important, but it's not the objective. Money just makes everything else possible. And especially on the Gamerpreneur podcast, where we're talking about the business side of streaming.
Exactly. I mean, for a lot of them, honestly, if the money wasn't there, they probably wouldn't be doing it. How about this? What do you think the best compliment you've ever received in your chat has been?
Funny enough, I actually have a video clip of that. So there's this guy I watch called Crash Game Reviews. Shout out to Crash. Yeah. And I basically, sometimes I send like bits or I even donate to his stream. And he said, let me tell you something about Cyber. Cyber is the most kind-hearted, selfless person I've met. And that's my favorite thing about him. He cares about people.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I
we'll
do.
have to see if we can't get him a shout out when we post this. So, all right, on the other side of the coin, what's the worst trolling you've ever received and what did you do about it?
Okay, so there's two types. One is general trolling, and the other was actually a malicious act.
Okay. I want to hear about both.
Okay, so first, one of my very first streams, I had about 12 people come in and just start spamming and call them, spamming, just being trolls generally. I had about 12 of them. This is before I had anybody come into my chat. So I had to ban 12 people from my stream that day.
12 people, geez.
And it turns out that my name was listed on a forum where these trolls come from. They listed me as a target.
Okay.
They called me fat, but
how original.
How original. Yeah, but they just come in, so I had to ban 12 people. Now, the more serious one was when someone tried to get my affiliate status taken away. That wasn't just, I don't think that was trolling so much as it was malice, because that person was a viewer who came into my stream and one decided to start bit baiting me. Basically, it's like waving a dollar bill in front of someone, say, oh, look at all this money I just spent on bits. So I basically called her out and I said, okay, well, are you going to give it, or are you just going to dangle a carrot in front of my face or something? Because that's kind of trolly. And so that person turned around, started spreading lies to me about, well, this person needs to be removed from Twitch. So what did she do? She made a bunch of false reports and tried to get me banned, tried to get my affiliate status taken away. Now, I take stuff like that seriously. So with the help of a couple friends, we were able to manage to file 3 reports against her, two for targeted harassment and 1 for report brigading, which is not allowed. You're not allowed to make a bunch of accounts just to report a person.
All right. You've really experienced kind of the gamut in your stream, haven't you?
Repeat that?
You've experienced a lot of different things happening to you on your stream, haven't you?
Yeah, and what sucks about it is that I have generalized anxiety disorder. But that's just one of the mental illnesses I have. When I start worrying, that's when I start assuming the worst is going to happen. And I start freaking out, and it can make a person ill, and it doesn't go away for a while unless absolutely, yes, you're going to be fine. It's like, oh, thank God. I worry a lot. All
right. Well, don't worry. As my daughter likes to say, her favorite song is "Don't Worry, Be Happy." So
yeah.
Don't worry, be happy. Yeah. All right. Talking more generally, pulling out a little bit further, what's the community of streamers like? Do you you've mentioned some friends, but does it generally seem like there's a community, and do you consider yourself a small streamer?
Okay, so first, to answer your first question, yes, there is definitely a community of streamers. They exist. In fact, I'm part of one. It's called BSO7. BSO7 is basically it's like this big streamer got together and he wants to kind of give other people a chance to really put themselves on the map. So he formed a community with those people. And I watch some of them. I pick new streamers and I pick some favorites of mine to watch. And Twitch actually has a raid or a hosts feature, which allows you to send your viewers, once you're done with your stream, send them to another channel to spread the love and to give people someone else to watch while you're gone.
Okay.
And to answer your second question, repeat that. Sorry.
Do you consider yourself a small streamer? There's kind of a mentality I've seen with streamers that some are like, I'm a small streamer, and they want to stay in that lane.
As far as mentality goes, no, I am not. I know where I'm going. And I think it's okay. It's totally okay for people to know where they're headed and to know the path that they're on. Just that they don't always know how to get there. But definitely I have high plans in life. Like, I'm going places, and I just know that from my own personal history and just seeing where my vision and ambition lies. I'm going up there.
Well,
It's
amen,
just that
brother. You have a supporter out here. I'm all for it. I encourage you all the way. Reach as high as you possibly can. So, a couple more questions, and we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
What kind of social media do you use? And
I
how
use
can people
Twitter.
kind of find you and get in touch with you?
Okay, so I have Twitter, I have LinkedIn, which is how you found me.
Yep.
I have LinkedIn is more for business connections and stuff like that. I don't really advertise my Twitch stuff there that much, but I put it on there so people know, hey, I'm an online personality. I use Twitter to broadcast, hey, I'm streaming and I'm live. And I use Facebook, I use Patreon. It's more about building the online persona than it is about building the streaming career.
Okay. And what's your handle? How can people find you?
They can find me. Just type in my name on Google. They'll find me in a bunch of places.
Sibernethy. Okay.
It's like Google has a neat, organized list. I think Google has officially recognized me because all my social media handles and stuff are just in a neat, organized list.
Hey, there you go. It means you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, is there anything else you think I should have asked you that I didn't, or?
Okay, there is something that I want to make fully. I want to. Sorry, I had an air bubble going out through my throat. All right, so this is why. Let me give you the reason why I stream. Why Sibernethy even exists. I love cartoons and animation, and it is my love for not only cartoons but the entertainment industry in general. I want to bring that gift of magic back to it. I want people to be fascinated with cartoons again and just have all the fun stuff that comes with it. So Sibernethy, in addition to creating a supportive, like just a fun place to be, in contrast to the bleakness of the world as we commonly tend to see it, it's not so much about me as it is my love for just cartoons and just this fun environment that people can they could just be themselves.
All right.
And that's my real reason for actually starting this whole thing in the first place.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Sibernethy. We really do appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us.
I'm glad to be here. Anytime.
All right. You take care now.
All right. See you later. Have a good one.
Hey, if you like this podcast, I'd love to invite you to check out a little bit more about me, Dr. Bradford Carlton, Gamerpreneur. If you go to my website, www.thegamerpreneur.com/bonus, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book, The Warcraft of Business, where I explain my history in both gaming and business and how I brought the two together in order to create some very successful companies and help a lot of people. And all you got to do is pay for shipping and processing, and I'll send you this book. I absolutely know you're going to love it. All right, you all take it easy.